And good morning, true believers. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Jedi Academy. What is the Jedi Academy? Well, that's where we bring the best and the brightest YouTubers and people out there that know this game, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, like they know the back of their hand. And then we sprinkle in a little bit of mental damage from RSG to answer your questions. And what is this show? This is a straight Q&A show for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. So if you have questions, go ahead and get your questions in. I will be scooping up your questions. I will be collecting your questions. I will be asking the questions and hosting the show because Finity, who is here, Dr. Finn, Minister Woman, decided to have furniture come in on a Saturday. And so I stand before you, a broken and bitter man. Dr. Finn doesn't care, so I'll just go ahead and introduce him. Dr. Finn, Minister Woman, you're a very bad man.
A little bit. Just a little.
Now for the Nightbot, do I have to keep refreshing to get the questions?
Every so often, yeah. Once you see a bunch of questions, you can just finish off those. Just remember where you left off and then refresh, and then you can pick it back up from there.
Okay. So the way this works, if you have a question, go ahead and put your question in the chat. Make sure that it has the word question in front of it. Am I correct on that, Finn? For Nightbot? Yes, that's
correct.
Make sure it says question in front of it, or we will not scoop it up. And we will not get your question. So, question in front of your actual question, the word question, and it'll should pop up in the Nightbot, and I'll be able to answer it. Well, let's introduce the rest of the Jedi Council, full of Jedi Masters and Sith Lords. I'm very excited to introduce our first guest. She's been on some of our other shows, mainly the Angel Stream and stuff, but we're very, very happy to have her here. The lovely Jedi Master Adestra is here.
Hello.
Hi. Morning.
Happy to be here. Good morning.
That's right. So she can answer more than questions than just Jedi. I'm just throwing that out there. There is some dark side in her. I'm just saying. So, so be prepared. And do not be afraid. So Jedi Master Destra, who's your favorite Sith? She will answer that question. So, but glad to have you here.
And she doesn't like Twinkies for breakfast.
That's why I like her so much. You're quite no fan. Cobra is here today joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. We have.
I hope you didn't kill anyone I know for it.
Someone just donated. Let me look here.
Yep, Eric Seymour donated $5 and said, "Love what you guys do. Keep killing the game." LMAO.
Oh, okay. Are we killing the game? Are we?
We're killing it. I don't know if we're killing the game, but we're killing it.
I don't know how to take that.
Like literally or figuratively?
Both.
I mean, just give me some time. I'll kill it completely.
Why not both?
Also join us here, all the way from Canada, the syrup eater herself, Miss T Money G.
Did you just call me Mr. T Money G?
I first thinking Mr. T.
I
was going to go for it, and I was like, as soon as I said, I was like, nah, that's not going to work. He does like Mr. T.
I could get in trouble for that. That's what you thought in your.
It's time for androgyny. Here comes T.
Good morning. How's it going?
Hey, how's everything up in the frozen tundra of Canada?
Oh, it's great.
Has winter started already now?
No, don't say that. I was just going to say it's the peak of summer. It's beautiful. It's been raining and hailing lots, but it's been warm. It's nice. It's nice up here.
And then in another month it'll be snow.
No. We don't say the S word right now to Canadians.
Okay.
That's a no.
Okay. I was going to say snot, but okay. Snow. But...
Oh, do you mean snow?
Snow?
Syrup?
Oh, syrup. The S word is syrup. The password is syrup. All right, let's see what else we got here. We also got the one and only Stoner Jedi here with the baby.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
That's right. And the baby's here to answer your questions, as well as Stoner Jedi. You probably do a better job.
He's napping now. He's going.
Oh, well. Wake him up.
For now.
No, don't wake up
For now, right?
Yeah, don't wake up the baby. So Zal's here, and last but not least, serving our country, the United States of America, and the U.S. Army, Mr. King Felix.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Glad to have you aboard as always, my friend. Warrior is out camping somewhere in the woods, so I think he's trying to find maple syrup for T-Money. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Remo might be by, some other people might be by, but for now, this is what we got. So go ahead and get your questions in. While those are coming in, I will go ahead and start. Let's talk about this week. I've ranted quite a lot, so I don't really want to talk about that.
That's our favorite part.
But then we got an update yesterday and some mod stuff. You want to talk about it?
Sure. So they put out an update yesterday with regards to the changes that are coming to the mod. A lot of it is stuff that you guys knew. So I'm going to keep this in two separate camps. And so that way you try not to get them confused. Because as much as they said they're trying to make things easier, it's definitely getting more complicated. So what we're doing is keeping one realm as the tier 5 mods, which are all the 5 dot mods. And then we have the tier 6 mods, which was introduced yesterday, which are the 6 dot mods. So yes, 6 dot mods are coming at some point. They gave us some information, but there's no timeline on it. But they did give us some information on 6 dot mods. So let's talk about the 5 dot mod first. As you hopefully know from one of the previous updates, they're going to be introducing the slicing method, which will allow you to take all of your mods to 5A, which will be a gold level mod. When they introduce the color change update, all the mods that you have are going to revert to the color that they were originally at level 1. So meaning if you got a level 1 mod that was green because it had one secondary stat, even if it's level 15, it's going to then turn green again. And that will be considered a 5D mod. And eventually you have to slice all the way up to 5A, which is the gold. So that's all stuff that was previously described. What they added with this post is that they showed materials that were needed for the slicing, and they said that they are going to be introducing a new level to the mod battle table, which will be level 9. So for those of us that were worried that you're going to have to farm 1 dot or 2 dot mods, it looks like they're adding a new level in order to help make it so we're not farming the annoying mods that no one's going to use. So they're adding level 9 mods. And so based on just kind of the overall values, the tables 1 through 8 are all 10 energy. So we're looking at either 12 or 16 energy probably for the level 9 mods. And with that, you'll be able to gather the mats in order to update or slice your mods up to 5A. So that was one of the additions that they added from the previous mod update. They also mentioned that there's going to be new mod energy. So no longer will you need Cantina energy in order to farm mods. Mod's going to have its own energy source. Downside, it is not going to contribute to your 600. So your 600 is still going to be based on your regular energy and your Cantina energy. And the other 2 energies now, which are the mod energy and the fleet energy, will have nothing to do with the 600. So keep that in mind and make sure you tell your guildies that when it comes out, because there are a lot of people that are going to think, oh, well, I spent the energy in fleet, why isn't it working? Or I spent the energy on mods, why isn't it working? Especially if you're not in the top of arena and you don't have a lot of crystal income, spending refreshes on only mod energy is not going to be enough to get you your 600. You have to do at least 1 refresh of either Cantina or 1 refresh of regular energy. So that was another announcement with the post. And then the big one that everyone was looking at was 6E. And 6E is the 6 dot mod. So now we're going into the level 6 realm. And with that, you can only take the 5A mods, which are your gold level 15 5 dot mods, to 6E. And in order to do that, you will need additional mats. So there's some gold level mats. Where they're going to be available, we don't know yet. But you'll be getting gold mats in order to upgrade to 6E. And the way the upgrades are going to work is that every stat, and they mentioned secondary stats in particular, but it would be surprising if they didn't do that with the primary stats as well. All of them are going to increase by a certain percentage. And so they gave a table in the forum post where you guys can go and look if you want to see what the specific numbers are. But upgrading from 5A to 6E will get like a speed secondary, for example, 1 extra speed. It's a 3% increase rounded up. All of the stats they basically showed said they were going to round up. And so they're going to go from Like, for example, if you have a 25, you'll get 3%. It'll be like 25 point whatever, 3 or something or other, and then it'll go up to 26. So you'll gain 1 speed for all of your speed secondaries, and then chances are your primary will go up somewhere between 2 to 4, depending what they eventually decide. They didn't really give the primary stats yet. But your 30 speed arrows will probably be either like 32, 33, or 34. And so in total, you can get about 6, 7, maybe up to 9 extra speed by upgrading all of your mods. And there is no timeline yet. They just said it's coming soon, within the next few weeks. They're going to roll this out kind of slowly, which is good because it's giving everyone a little bit of time to adjust. They said that they were going to give time for everyone to level up their existing green, blue, and purple mods, because obviously they're changing the way that it's going to level, which was mentioned in the previous post. And so, so go ahead and read that post. Oh, and Most Def Isley is saying that they updated it later to include the primary, so I'll check that right now because I know it wasn't there.
I was looking at it right now, and I was going to mention that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and mention it if you have it open.
Yeah, the primary stat increases are pretty good. So health more than doubles. It's to 16%, and defense is actually 20%. So maybe defense will make a difference now, which will be nice.
Did they mention the cost of taking those to 6?
Yes.
How much is it going to cost to take a 5A mod to 6?
It's going to be 170 credits from their screenshot.
170,000.
170,000 credits. Sorry.
170.
No,
170,000 plus a total of 70 gold mod mats, which we don't know exactly where we're going to be able to farm them from.
Wait, 170?
Actually, no, there's more than that because there's another
one
too.
So let me get this right. First, we have to, for any mod that wasn't gold. Get this right. So for any mod that wasn't gold, you have to slice it, which will take materials and credits.
Correct.
Then once you get it to gold, to take it to 6, you need more mats and credits to take this to 6 mods.
It's more of everything.
It takes it from a 5A to a 6E. Also, you're starting at the bottom, so you'll have to slice the 6E to a 6A. We're assuming.
Well, there's no mention of any 6A yet, so
assuming eventually if they keep the same cadence.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no mention of anything 6A or anything yet. Right now, it's just 6E. So.
Yeah, only a little bit at a time here. We can only take so much.
Jumping way too far ahead, Chrome.
You can think about what those materials are going to be like to slice those up.
We'll see, because you have to do that all kind of carefully. So. But yeah, so
farming all those materials is gonna stink. It's gonna be probably low drop rate.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest issue, is the drop rate of those mats. If they come quickly, that's not going to be too good. If they come too slowly, that's going to be a problem. Either way, they have increased the value of gold mods because you don't have to do all the slicing. So you don't need that set of mats if you have a gold mod that rolls. So they did basically increase the value of gold mods by doing this. And so purple is a little bit better because you don't have to do one.
Yeah, but a lot of us have rolled. Okay, so let me get. Okay, before I
it'll be fun to see the colors.
Before
of
I'm
all
about to
our
rant
because
I'm about to rant.
Don't rant. We don't know what the drop rate of the mats are going to be. We don't know any details.
And I think anytime there's a drop rate for anything, what you have to remember is that the drop rate itself might feel too low, but as long as it's not something that can be pay to play, we're all in the same boat together, right?
That's not what I'm about.
That's not. Well, I'm just saying that, just generally speaking, with regards to the drop rates. Like if it takes us all 3 days or 3 weeks to do one mod, well, that's how long it's going to take everybody, right? And it's the people who are going to plan and focus and be able to execute it properly that are going to be able to do it quickly over time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They have a lot of crystals to get more refreshes, to get more mats too.
Well, I bet they'll have packs initially as well.
Oh, sure. So
maybe.
Oh my God. So
ships.
So now we're going to 6.mods. But oh my God.
Go ahead. Preach it.
Okay. It's Jedi Academy. I'm trying to stay calm here. I'm really trying to stay calm here.
Take a deep
Count to 3.
breath.
Yeah.
Count to 3 before ranting.
I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it.
I want to hear it because I think
it's
this
just gonna
is great.
build up. And
Okay, all right, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, I want to hear it because I think
let
this
it
is
build
great.
up and get drunk tonight on the mature stream, and then we can really have some fun.
Jesus
Here,
Christ!
let
what
me
is
sit
this?
Chef Ranger.
I'm
Let me
not
sit
gonna
Chef
cuss.
Ranger.
I'm not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna cuss because it is Jedi Academy. There might be children watching, so be careful.
There's a stoner baby watching.
Yeah, the stoner Jedi baby is watching, but
He's asleep. Go
what
for it.
in the holy F is this? Who came up with this plan? What the hell? So, oh my God. So, if we don't have gold mods, then you gotta slice them. So you gotta spend credits and material mats to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of stupid because now we're going to 6 dot mods. Why didn't we just go to 6 dot mods? Why are we jerking ourselves off doing this? What? Who thought this was a good idea? What's the point? I'm going to slice my 5 dot mods, and then I'm going to get a 6 dot mod, which I could have just gone to the 6 dot mod and got the double increase and all the stats that are there already and skipped all the baloney. What the hell?
Just
Oh
love
my
popcorn
God.
in chat now.
Holy God. Son of...
And he wants to curse so bad right now.
So I think what part of the reason is, and I know Ranger hates it because I try to rationalize everything, but I think
Don't
part of the
rationalize
reason,
this, Finn. This is retarded.
I don't like the slicing. Don't get me wrong. I don't like the slicing concept to get up to 5A. But that being said, I think the reason that they're doing it, and they kind of mentioned this in the post, is that they have to find a way in order to basically standardize all of the mods in order to do the percentage upgrades. And getting them all to a level of 5A was the only way to do that. And if you look at it, they basically now when you upgrade the mods, on the left side, it gives you those number in parentheses. And the numbers in parentheses are how many times that those particular stats have been upgraded. So if it has a 0, it's not visible. 1 means that it's visible, and then everything above 1 is the number of times additionally that second stat got hit. And so the total will always be 8 when you get to 5A. That wasn't the case before, and I think part of what they were doing is trying to find a way to standardize all of the mods so that when you go from 5A to 6E, they know how to upgrade your secondary stats based on how many times they were hit. Now, I wish they had designed a system that didn't require you to have to slice the mods up to 5A. Don't get me wrong, I don't like the whole slicing mechanic in the 5 realm, right? Getting from 5A to 6E, I don't mind. I mean, whatever you have to do in terms of trying to find a way to balance 5A to 6E, I'm okay with. They leveled it up in a way similar to what I had suggested, so I'm going to say I'm a little biased to it, but they made it so your current work on your mods is not wasted because all of the stats are upgraded. So you can keep all your work on your mods that you farmed in order to get those secondary stats hit.
Okay,
so I'm okay with 5A to 6E, but I was never a fan of the slicing to begin with, to get up to 5A. But I think their rationale was because that was the only way they could get it so the 6E could work. You have to kind of
even if you
get them
go
all
back and you make these mods the colors that they were before, so you have to slice for stats. The stats are all different on all mods. They're not even across the board, which is moot because now we're going to 6 dot mods, which the stats will not be even because all the mods have different stats at different levels because they're not the same across the board.
No, they will be by the time you get to 5. That's the point. You're not looking at the actual stat number itself. You're looking at the number of times it was hit.
Right, but you could still have one stat that has a dot. I'm just saying, let's say you have a 30 dot speed secondary, and one that has 20. You mean to say that slicing now is going to take that one to 30?
No, I mean you still have the RNG of getting the rolls,
but then the mods are not the same going into, even if you take that one that was say purple that had 18 speed and maybe you take it to 22, and the other one that was already gold that's 30. how is it, when you take it to 6E, the stats going to be the same? The percentages are going to just wipe out completely, and not everyone's going to have the
No, the percentages will increase your secondary stats. So if you have a 5A mod,
so then
with
why
22
not?
speed secondary,
Why do this? I don't get it. This does not make sense. This is the Kashyyyk Wookiee argument from South Park. He is from Kashyyyk. This shit does not make sense. Oh, damn, I cussed.
They're bringing a lot in, bringing the 6-dot mods with all that's been going on right now anyway. Why can't this wait until after the new year? I mean,
well, we don't know when they're bringing in 6E. They're just letting us
true.
know ahead of time, right? So that's why I'm saying don't get too worked up about it, because all
I
I
am
said,
get
and
worked
we
up
knew
about it,
this. This is
now
nothing
we gotta
new.
farm
Six dots are coming.
A buttload, and I'm sure it's going to be a buttload of these stupid materials. Not that I'm not busy enough farming other crap for materials and stuff like that. Now I got to go farm this garbage, just so I go back through all my mods on all my characters and look for those mods that change colors so I can upgrade them. Oh my God.
Well, I mean,
I'm super
excited they were
about
talking
it.
about.
I'm glad
They
it's
were
going
talking
to
about
be
wanting to
separate
reduce our
energy
time.
at least.
It's separate energy. Oh, great, another energy I have to keep following. This is great. Oh, thanks a lot.
That's the only part I'm not excited about is
My God,
having
if we're
another
going to
energy
6-dot
where
mods,
people
why
have to get
just-
600s.
They're going to have to try cramming in all these energies at the top for us, because I forget about my ship energy sometimes. 'Cause it's not there on the
You know
main.
you're not going to have enough crystals now, even if you're rank 1 in both fleet and squad, in order to do the first level of refreshes and all 4 energies. And I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Oh no,
but
it would never
it is
be
what's going to be.
No,
It is going to be what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to prioritize which gets the refreshes so as
And
to
lower-
not go the opposite way.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I can say is just let's wait a little bit. The slicing, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the concept itself. So we'll have to see how the slicing aspect in the realm of the 5s are going to work in terms of getting your mods all the way up to 5A. I think 5E to 6E, they're making it so your mods, like all the work you did on your mods stays, which is good. You're going to require mats and you're going to require credits, which we all kind of expected. Like, they're not going to make it super easy for you to get your mods up to the 6-dot mods, but they're still letting you keep your mods, so it's not like you have to farm. Can you imagine how angry people would be if they had to farm 6-dot mods all over again? Like, that would be the worst thing. So they implemented a system that allows you to use your existing mods. Let's see what the drop rate is for the mod mats. Let's see how long it takes you in order to upgrade your
It's going to drive people nuts, Finn, because you're going to have to get all this material to take these mods that are blue, green, purple to a gold standard before they can even take the damn thing to 6E.
Yeah, but that's only if you didn't have gold mods, right? So somebody like you, for example, you had farmed a lot of gold mods.
Yeah, they hose and then.
No, you have a benefit because you don't have to do the slicing to get your mods.
Yeah, but I also have a ton of blue and purples that I farmed because it's like.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people do. I mean, that's going to be standard across the board. But people that have more
my gold mods. Thanks, CG.
I know, but people that actually farmed a lot of gold mods have the advantage now, which is what they should have done, right? The gold mods should get the advantage, and the advantage is you don't have to farm mats in order to do reslicing.
Yeah, I think it's a conspiracy because I've bought a buttload of gold mods, and not one of those bastards is maybe 1 out of 100. The speed secondaries went up to above double digits. I'm not making that up. I've rolled the last 15 gold mods I've had, did not hit the speed. Five speed.
Oh, I believe it. It happens to me all the time.
And I'm just like, I stopped buying them because I'd take a purple or blue one. I'm like, I was just curious one day. I took a blue one and it was like 4 speed, but it was the first primary stat, secondary primary stat, and I rolled it. I'm like, 16 speed. What? It's like, why?
Well, and for some reason, I don't know if there's a way they can do this like when they give them to us, but the mods we get in events, I've noticed have a higher chance of rolling speed than the other mods. Whether that's just
all crazy. It's all crazy talk.
And they always give you the
tinfoil hats.
I've gotten a bunch of the blue mods to 12 and 14 speed from the events, but when I farm regular mods and I get a gold mod and it's a 4, it stays a 4. because
blue and green have a higher chance of rolling that particular stat. Green has 100% chance of rolling.
Great chance.
yes, but
Which
I
makes total
noticed that
sense because I
mods
spent
you
more
get
on the
from
gold
events-
mod.
The mods you get from events seem to do better than the rest of them.
Let's do the statistics.
Yeah, I've been curious about that because I've gotten
Yeah,
a
my
lot
event
from
mods
events
roll.
too, and then from buying from the store. Sometimes that's been a hit and a miss.
It's mainly a miss. I can just.
But the purple and the blue definitely seem better than the
Yeah,
gold
that
at
makes
times.
sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, a few months ago, they were wanting us to get rid of some time in game. That's why they made
You need a
Galactic
hug
War
ranger.
I
simmable.
need to punch some people. I need to kick somebody's ass.
We need to start
No,
answering
you can't
questions.
say
Is
that.
what we need to do.
No, they're coming in, Finn. I got this covered, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I know. We're 20 minutes in. 25 minutes in.
Well, people want to listen to this too, so I mean, it's not like we're not going to get to all the questions we always do. So
I want to
go ahead and
listen,
get your questions
especially.
in. Yeah.
Can I give my
I need some
antithesis
weed.
to your
I don't even
rant?
smoke that much weed. God damn it.
Here you go.
Go ahead, Team Money.
Okay, so I actually didn't think about the burden of slicing from greens up to golds. I see that now. I think that it can still be overcome because this is not going to be a system that's very fast, right? This is a slow system. They don't want everybody to upgrade their 100 mods tomorrow. This is something that is an end game. It's end game content, and they want it to last for a long time. So I there's some comfort in that for me. But really, what this is, it's a player centric way. Instead of them just being like, no, there's 6-dot mods, of them allowing us to use our inventory and to bring them up to 6-dot. And farming them is going to be, yes, frustrating, but we are going to all be in the same boat. I do lots of crystal refreshes, and I love mods. So I think people have to wrap their head around maybe turning some of their focus onto mods and building characters that are quality over quantity. I have this written down.
I feel
the
bad.
real story here. The real story that we need to talk about.
People playing this
What's that?
game. I feel bad for people that are like just starting this game that are a few
This is
months
going to put a
in.
huge gap.
I mean,
this is
they
putting a-
really have to.
Well, there's always a huge gap, right?
Well,
and
no, but it's getting bigger. The heroic
It
Seath
grows
was the
and
start-
grows, though.
The heroic
It's
Seath
growing.
is the start of everybody getting better gear at the top 10. They're putting a divide between top tier guilds. Now they're going to put a gigantic divide between pay to play top end people and the people who are using Bastila to climb an arena for the first time in their careers. Like those Bastila teams with these high end players with whatever teams, they're going to just start falling because they're not going to be able to keep up with the mods. They're going to be able to slice and splice eventually.
Well, they had their. I shouldn't say that. I love Bastila, but I think the real story here with the mods is the increase in the primaries. So we have all of these primaries that we kind of try and force to use, like health, for instance. We mod Barris with health and mod her using these like 5.88% health primaries on mods, and these sets that are 5% health. Health is going from 5.88% to 16%, and the set bonuses are going from 5 to 10%. So that's over a doubling of the percentage that you get. Now, think of how difficult Barris is to kill now, right?
Well, do we have a protection
Kylo
primary?
Ren Unmasked, or like Acolyte, all of these tunes that are super dependent on health. Like, this changes our game fundamentally, and it basically gives you all of these tools, just like speed. Speed's so important now. Speed is not going to be is not as important anymore because they've raised the profile on all of these other statistics. Speed, when you go from a 5-dot mod to a 6-dot mod, it increases by 1. Yay! Like, no. Health goes from 5.8 to 16.
Actually, 2. It increases by 2.
Does it increase by 2?
It goes to 32.
Oh no, that's the arrow. So when the
I'm sorry.
primary,
I was looking at the wrong.
yeah, when the sorry, I'm talking about the second. So no, sorry, the secondaries. So the secondaries, you're right. So the the primary increases by 2, and then all of the secondaries also increase when you go up by a certain percent. Health increases by 83%, and then speed goes up by 1. So they've dampened down speed, which is good. Can you imagine like people? Because I guess you can whale out with energy, but
think about this though: the people that have those high-end mods, even if they go up by a couple, they're already ahead of everybody else, right? So it's gonna be Jesus.
Yeah, that divide's getting big
Now you increase
now.
all their other stats on those mods. I already was
Hey, what's
faster
the
than
protection
you.
primary?
Now I have more health and protection. Suck it, Bueller.
Yeah, but it's like T-Money was saying, they could have made the speed way higher, and it wouldn't have been good.
No,
like,
but
if they had
if you
increased
have high speed on
doubling
the mod, it's
could
going
you
to stay the same.
imagine?
Yeah, but now it's just going to make the people that have those really high-end speed mods, it's going to be hard to catch them on speed, and their other stats are going up too. Yay!
It's not like Sid Trooper wasn't tanky enough.
Yeah,
I'm hoping the defense increase, I'm hoping that'll get some recognition now.
What's the protection primary increase if the health is going
it's
from
minor.
5 to 16?
It's a 0.5%.
Yeah.
So it's going to 25%?
24.
24, yeah.
24.
Oh, it's 23 and a half. It's 23 and a half. Right? Okay.
Protection was already so OP, right? So they just kind of left the ones that are seriously OP, like crit chance from 12 to 20, and the set bonus goes from 5 to 8. That's going to be a big one. That's going to let
I'm
you
excited for that one.
I was just hoping it wasn't going to be like 40% protection primaries. When it went from 5 to 16, I was like, God, I mean, what kind of increase they putting on that? Okay, I can deal with
200,000 protection.
And he's Stormtrooper Han Zeta, and he recovers 10% each time he gets hit.
Imagine sign. Oh, I can't seem to kill this dead character. Why is this?
Tenacity got a good boost. Went up to 35% on primary
potency, so that's still broke.
Well, no, potency only went up 6%.
It's still.
It went all the.
No, the set bonus went up for 5%, and it's 2. So that's what's that?
I was wondering why they didn't match the potency with the tenacity. Like they increased tenacity more than potency.
Potency has an advantage already. Right. The tenacity check doesn't really work, and tenacity up is the only thing that will keep debuffs off a character.
Right.
And I've said my Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes crystal ball has said tenacity is going to be a thing for a long time, and here is my prophecy come.
I have some pretty good tenacity mods, and I'm kind of happy about that.
All my speed secondaries
I guess
are
all those tenacity mods they
defense.
gave us that I sold, I should have kept them, I guess. Oh my god.
Yeah, my tenacity primary crosses have all of my high speed.
I know, right?
Secondaries.
Like, oh.
I'm like, this defensive mod with tenacity, this sucks. It might actually be pretty good now.
Finn. Just, you know what, everybody, let's just blame Finn. Finn,
yeah.
Piece of crap.
Damn it, Finn.
Couldn't just take them to 6. Just if they just said, you know what, we're taking 5 dot mods to 6. You know, new materials. I would be like, oh, okay, I can see that. Oh, it's greased that. Okay.
Well, at least we don't have to farm them or buy 6 dot mods. I mean, I think that would have been a bigger uproar if you had to reinvest. If you had to reinvest in brand new mods, if you had to reinvest, it would be a totally different uproar right now.
Oh my god!
So I'm not gonna lie.
If all your 5 dot mods were essentially 4 dot mods that you just kind of like put in place shamefully because one has like 11 speed on it, you're like, don't anyone look at my mods?
Those days are over. All right.
And that's the other thing is that I do have a lot of 4 dot mods. Those cannot be upgraded at all.
Sucks to be you, Money. Is this what happens when you eat too much maple syrup? God in heaven. All right, I think we've. I need to. Let's just ask some questions because I need to get off this because I'm fuming right now. Okay. I just wrote people's names in. Finity, are you still there? Or you're dicking around with the movers?
For those listening,
Batman should
please make sure all your questions are about mods, just for Ranger.
Thanks, T-Money. Well,
this is just a mod stream now.
See you, T-Money.
Bye, T-Money.
I'll see you tonight.
Hello?
I hope it snows up there.
Hope it snows. Aww. Mean.
See if I'll let you get a tan up there in the frozen tundra. All right, so we're just I just wrote people's name down. Finity's not here, so we're gonna go to a lady at Destra, and let's see. Tim Bedard has a question, and his question is it a good idea to go ahead and gear zombie without knowing what the change will be, or just hold tight until the change is made? What do you think about this Night Sister?
You should wait.
Man, I would wait. I don't know what they're gonna do.
All hail Gear 11 Zombie.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm leaving my zombie alone until I see what these changes are going to be. I mean, I'm optimistic because they're going to try to make her really useful at the higher gear.
Well, you're going to have to slice her to change her stats and stuff. I mean,
I hope they make us gear, like, dear God, make us Gear 12 Zombie.
Which is fine, but, I mean, they're gonna mess with that mechanic, and it's... Because they were talking about having to give old Daka Zetas back and stuff.
Because they're still giving back the old Daka Zeta, so they're not confident we're gonna like the zombie changes.
No, it could.
It's gonna be like Bears.
It could be your Asajj and Mother Talzin will be poop now. So okay, that'll be nice.
They should just give us all the Night Sister Zetas back.
That's pretty much that's what Grandi said. Is like, if you screw up like this and then have to make a change, usually in normal business world, you have to give back the refund to do all kinds of other stuff.
That's the only reason I gave my Night Sisters the Zetas was for the raid. So, I mean, they'll still be good in the raid. They just won't be as good.
Yeah, so...
Well, Daka's was the only one tied directly to zombie. You know, we had Asajj for Hat that doesn't have anything to do with zombie and stuff.
So zombie because she's getting all the benefits.
She gets the boost from the death.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely gets a bigger boost, but you know, she's got uses in other parts of the game besides the heroic Sith with that Zeta. So I mean, I could see them being like, well, you know, it is an advantage, but you use it elsewhere. Like, nobody uses Daka elsewhere other than the heroic Sith.
All right. Next question from Bjorn Rodiger. This is for you, Chrome Cobra. Question: against which team can I use my Rogue One on offense in Territory Wars, or is it better to split them?
Take down those Zeta Maul teams. They'll run through them.
Or will they?
Night Sisters, you got a little AoE. They'll get through those. Those two in particular are the ones we have our Rogue One guys. Maybe someone else knows some other teams that are really good against. I'm not a Territory War guy, so those are the only two I'm, really confident with.
Soft counter to Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. Who's the Kylo Ren?
And they actually aren't horrible on defense either.
They're not great.
Depending on who you have with them. I mean, I like experimenting with TW stuff. So.
I think it's better if you split up the Rogue One team for Territory Wars.
That's what I mean. You can split them.
Yeah, I think splitting them is a better option. All right, next question. We will go to Team Money GA. Well, what else 73 wants to know? Does Finn care about his furniture or porgs or Ewoks? Well, I don't know, Team Money. Do you think he would give... You had to make a choice between furniture and porgs and Ewoks. Which one do you think he'd pick? I think he's going to go with the porgs and Ewoks.
That's not my question.
No, it's not your question, but we just had it. I just want to get your insight on it.
Is he slicing
that doesn't
his
sound
furniture?
like it.
If porgs rang Finity's back doorbell and the furniture rang the front doorbell, there is no question which direction in his house he'd be running.
You're saying Finity goes to the back door?
Finity goes to the back door. Yes.
Yeah, with the butts on.
Yes.
Interesting.
Enthusiastically.
Yeah,
I need to see the statistics behind that.
If we had Finn tested 10 times, which door would he go to? Like a little, cheese in the maze and stuff.
Yes. Porgs every time. It's his one true love.
Yeah. Then we could train him. Like every time he tries to go for the back door, we shock him to make him go to the front door. Oh, I like the way this is going.
Little dog collar. There you go.
All right, let's see. Your question, Team Money, is from Ben Raj, and his question is: with sick dot mods confirmed, what will be the top stat to look at since speed will not increase?
I'm most excited about health. I think that defense
I hope you didn't kill anyone I know
defense is
for
a huge increase. And a lot of folks have defense mods with speed secondaries on them. That's just kind of how they've rolled. But I think that the big news story here is health. I think that, I'm a big proponent in modding Kylo Ren Unmasked for Territory Wars with as much health and speed as possible. And when I go in and look at one to take down in Territory Wars and it's 31,000 health, I'm just joyfully laugh, because I know that I'm not going to have a Kylo Ren Unmasked standing at the end of that battle. But if I go in and see one that's properly modded at 39,000 or 40,000, well, that's a whole different beast to take down. You need to be able to overcome his 8% health regeneration when he's and then what is it, has 8% health regeneration. He's got all these health regeneration pieces as part of his kit. But now take that that 30 to 40,000 health difference and then multiply that. You might have a Kylo Ren Unmasked that has 50,000, 55,000 health. How are you taking him down? Like, this is a Darth Nihilus. This is an IPD job. This is going to be a huge game changer, that health statistic. And
I'm excited for it too. So many characters are gonna be way tougher, like you were saying. Like Nasty will be even stronger now.
Yes.
Well, we need more people like Zalbar with armor shred.
Yeah.
And that's with crew, as that example with crew, that's 40,000 health without those two. I think he gets a furnace at 6250 or something like that. Like, he gets those new right side gear 12 pieces that have extra health. I mean, this is a game changer. I think that they're going to be introducing tunes that, well, two things. One, it's going to change the value that's I already place a high value on any healing immunity tunes like Darth Sidious. Those are really important in Territory Wars, and really important to take down Nest as well. Even though it doesn't work for her protection bonus, she's still gaining health, right? So putting healing immunity on that on her works. And what was the other thing? I can't remember. But yeah. Health.
Well, I think you should go the other way, Team Money, with protection. I think protection's going to be focused. I'm going to put 200,000 on my Kylo Ren and be like, you can't get me. So, we just got $5. We just got $5.
Protection didn't really increase
from 5 something from Abel Abad. It's PEN5. I don't know what pen is in currency, but thank you. It says Ranger Rage for the win. Well, I'm glad my rage brought you joy. That's what I do. All right.
I do wonder how the 6% increase in crit damage will end up playing out. Because 30% crit damage is already really good. So it'll be interesting to see how the 42% plays out.
Let's see here. So we're going to go to the next question. It's going to go to Stoner Jedi. Well, first we had a question from Ray Cypes. Can Finn hold another seminar for mods? It's coming. Don't worry. There's going to be another video on that. Trust me. That's what we do here at RSG.
Soon, TM.
Soon, TM. All right, Stoner, you and the baby. We have a question. Oh, wait, the baby's sleeping. Damn it. I really wanted his insights on this.
You'll get it later.
Let's see. Oh, that's for a Jester. Let me skip that question. I'll save that one for a Jester specifically. Well, this is an interesting one, Xylo. This is from Epicats. Question. Have you guys and gals seen the off-inable YouTube vid about Separatist rework? I hope CG takes some ideas from it. Have you seen that, and what do you think about the Separatist rework, possibly?
I haven't seen the video in particular, but I mean, I still think it's a thing. I mean, my biggest question right now is, I think the login character with Dengar, and that kind of points towards like the younger version of Dengar in the Clone Wars series and everything like that too as well. So, I mean, like, I think it's like they're going to focus mainly on like the Clone Wars era for a while, being that, the show's coming back, you got your Territory Battles is about to be at its year anniversary too as well. So possibly the Territory Battles, all that stuff like we've been talking for the last few months. I mean, and potentially, the bounty hunters that didn't get reworked, like Cad Bane and Zam Wessel, potentially, a second bounty hunter team with contracts. That's something we can look to see the next couple months. But the Separatists, I think that's going to be like when the Grievous rework comes. They'll rework the whole faction as Separatists in general, and then everything else is still up in the air. But it'll follow that cadence for the next couple months, and then something following the KOTOR characters going free to play too as well, and then maybe Revan after that. Yay.
Well, we got to get Malik first, and then we'll get Revan. There is a process to this, so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I just want Revan, though.
Well, you think you want Revan? I pray to our Lord and Savior every night that He will be.
I heard Revan's. I heard you're only going to be able to use 6-dot-mods on Revan.
Oh.
No, they're going to be 7-dot-mods by then.
Money, I had calmed down.
He's going to come into the game at gear 13. Sorry.
7-dot-mods.
I think it is.
It'd be ridiculous.
Well, I'm running ways to kill Team Money down. Let's see.
I'm going to mute myself
Stab
now.
her in the hands. Okay, that's one. Let's see here. The old Chinese 1,000 paper cuts. Okay, I can use that. Let me see what else I got here. Let's see. Freeze for future experiments. Okay, I've got some nice list for Team Money down here for death. All right. Let's see here. Next question for King Felix. This is from Ray Repo 2112. Question: should we focus on moving up the mod tables now or wait for the update?
So if you mean moving up the mod tables, I'm guessing you're
like the 7, the 6, 7. I haven't even done 8. I have to go in there. I just realized that as soon as I read this question, like, oh crap, I have to go to the 8 battles. Damn it! And I already used my energy. I'll put that on the list to do tomorrow.
So I would say yes. They're very low energy nodes. They're 10 a pop. So I think there's only probably 10, like 9 or 10 that you have to do. I would do it just because you never know what's going to come out on the table 9, level, phase 9, or whatever you want to call it. It's probably going to be the slicing materials. It's probably going to be where they said they were going to make were they going to make a 5-dot mod, like table level or some shit or something like that. I would go ahead and do it. I did them a long time ago because I have some OCD about making everything complete. So I would say yes.
Hey, we just got $2 from Thank Irel. Oh, hell no, Thank Irel. I saw what you did
hope
there.
You didn't kill anyone I know for it, huh?
Dane donated $2. Says Team Money. What would? I'm not even going to read this. You're a bad man, Thank Irel. Everyone could read in chat what he wrote. Bastard. You see what he's doing? He's amping up the trolling, man. He's actually putting money in there. Because usually I just go right there and start reading it. But luckily, I've had enough coffee where I was able to catch it. So I'm not falling for that old chestnut thing, Kyrell. The Trill Twins are not coming to the game anytime soon. Get over it. And then,
they might.
And then T Money donated $5 Canadian. It's just Canadian apology money. Oh, T Money, I'm not going to kill you yet.
Yeah, maybe it was more accurately a bribe to not kill me.
Okay. Yeah. There's been
a lot of death threats on today's show.
Well,
I
just give me a hug and some coffee and we'll be good. I can never kill you, T Money. Not unless I was angry. Let's see here.
That's how you find out she works for CG.
No, because there's a lot of people CG. There's a lot of people CG I really like. I mean, I love Carrie. You know, our girl
T Money
Crazy
is one who
Excuses
developed
there.
the $6.
You know, I've talked to a couple other people there at CG. They're really nice folks. I love them to death. Wonderful people. I mean, I could hang out with them. Carrie is one of us. She's a gamer. Like, if you actually sit down and talk, and I played games, I played Battlefront with her.
Kill anyone I know.
Just an amazing person. You know, the decisions come from. Wait a minute. Thank Caro donated $2. She said, "You don't have to read it, but can T Money answer it?" Oh my God. That's the same thing, Thank Caro. We're not doing that thing. Stop it. You're a very bad man. All right, let's get some more questions. I think he's gonna spam me, isn't he? God. All right, from Mr. Penny Pinch. This is for you specifically, Lady Adestra. Question for Adestra: what non-Jedi can I run with my Basileus? Basileus with GO, GMY, and HMY. I have extra at Gear 11, but no Zetas. Also, I don't have a Zeta on my GMY BM. Thanks, love you guys. What do you think about the old Basileus team with non-Jedi?
I'm assuming some of those was misspellings there. That Geo
I
is
tried to clean
General
it up.
Kenobi, and
General
maybe
Kenobi.
extra is Ezra.
I think, I have. I
If
think
so-
he meant Ezra. So
Yeah. If so, Ezra can be used at that level. He doesn't have to be D12 all maxed
No,
out
11's
to
fine.
be of use. So you can use that whole Jedi squad that you listed right there. But there is a lot of non-Jedi options. I've been having so much fun experimenting in Arena these past weeks.
that you have.
And a really good non-Jedi option is Darth Nihilus. He subs in there really well to help you control that battle right away, especially if you're in Arena like I am, where everybody is running Triumph, Sith Trooper, and Thrawn. So Sith Trooper can sometimes be annoying to get through. So DN really helps with that. You use Ezra or Hoda to call him for an easy dispel. Then you're able to get his Force Drain right away, and you'll get to Annihilate pretty quick. So if you're having trouble with that standard Jedi lineup, consider him. Another one is ATF. She, eats up all those buffs and can just go to town, and you can get through that Sith Trooper really quick. So otherwise, against EP lead, you don't have to worry. Throw it on auto, you'll kill it. It's mainly the Treya lead that you'll have a little more trouble with, depending on their lineups. But, against the Emperor, it's laughable. It's pretty awesome how easily she destroys them. At long last, Jedi are rising.
Not what I'm in control of. Thanks.
And then another one is Nest. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows how easily she can plug in on any squad, so the Jedi included. She can go well with that. You can even go on an all offensive, at least daring your climb. I've done that where you don't need a tank and you can just blow through everything. But you should have a tank for defense, because you will drop pretty far otherwise.
There you go. Look at the knowledge she's just dropping. Dropping it like bombs. All right.
I could go on forever.
Well, there's going to be more questions, I guarantee you. So you just hang on to your britches there, young lady. Devil's Treasure question: can Ranger let out his rant? I did already. So that was a mini rant, so there'll be more to come. Next question from Cobra from Eric Seymour. Question: what's the likelihood that the Night Sisters will still be viable in Phase 4 Heroic Sith Raid after the update CG implements?
Very likely. They're not going anywhere. You'll just need more people in the guild with more Night Sisters, but they'll still do fine. I don't see why 1 or 2 million a team's not going to be possible. Won't get 6 to 8 million, but 2 million's a lot. They'll be fine. You still remove turn meter under Asajj lead, and that's one of the main things with Nihilus. So,
all right. Just a reminder, guys. You have to have the word. You have to have the actual word question in front of your question, or Nightbot will not pick it up, and I will not be able to scoop up your question. So make sure if you have a question, you throw that in there like that. All right. Next question for T-Money. This is from Andrew Wallach. Question: what mod sets are best to farm in preparation for the mod changes? I have farmed mostly speed and crit damage sets so far.
I think, for me personally, not to sound like a broken record, but I'm going to be focusing still on speed. I think speed is still king in this game. I don't think that we have unseated the king. I think that we've just kind of brought a bunch of challengers to the arena.
We brought
I
the
will
bastard son to the board. That's what we've done. So
yes, indeed. Long live Jon Snow.
Oh.
I think that I will definitely be switching my focus from farming. What I do is I farm speed and crit damage. I will now probably be farming health for a little while until I can up my health secondaries. Now I have I've been graced. I have a lot of great speed secondaries on my health sets currently, and then. So yes, I'll be looking at the health sets themselves, because those have got a big increase, and I'd like to be prepared for that for some tunes. That said, I think that when the materials drop, don't throw any mods away that have speed secondaries on them or anything like that. Don't go through and start sorting your mods out until we really have a clear picture on what this means. But I will be making some space and farming more gold mods than I have. I have been very creative with my mods. I was a big mod swapper. And just swapped all my mods. I had I had one really nice set and then a couple of B sets. And before Territory Wars came, I would just swap those all over the place. I'd swap them from Arena. I'd swap them to be able to do my TB missions. I'd swap everything, which I'm super excited. We didn't talk about the mod tools that they're giving us. The mod tools that they're giving us are mind-blowing. This is a huge gift to the player base. It's so exciting. It is so exciting.
Until they did the 6 mod crack.
Yeah.
No, it's still very exciting.
No, they went down the toilet. They pissed me off.
You and Vistara actually said something. We were in chat talking about this last night. He said something brilliant that I'm absolutely going to do, and I encourage everybody to do. Once this drops, go through and take a snapshot of your whole roster, and you can do that just by saving the sets on your tune. So just go through and it's Nest, would you like to make this like a saved set? And you say yes, and then the next one, yes, the next one, yeah. And so you can take a whole picture, like a snapshot of your roster, how it was, and then when you are moving everything around for raids and making your new sets and fussing all around with it, you know what to go back to. So I just think that's brilliant. But that's the most exciting part for me. It's yay, secondaries, but mod management, because I still do move mods a lot.
That's how you said the last time I talked to you, Tina. You said you were lazy.
No, sorry, not for game modes as much as I do for when TW changes. So we've been using Dooku in TW for about a month now, and I made him my fastest tune, followed by Nest, followed by Sass. Well, before it was Nest followed by Sass, and so I had to reorganize all my speed mods around that. So I move my mods around a lot. So now I could have just gone my fastest set, move that to that one, my second fastest set, move that one to that one. It's what was the question again?
The second was about general relativity, and it turns into mods. I'm not sure.
Sorry.
We were still
all that maple syrup.
Yeah, we were.
But I'll be farming health sets, and I will be focusing on the gold mods and the purple mods still. I do have a lot of green and blue mods, but if that's going to be a waste of currency, I'm going to put a hold on that until I kind of see how what it is too. And not all your mods have to go up to 6 dot, right? You can roll some, that's going to be the most expensive currency, just as it is. We have the green ability mats and the blues, and then the purples, and then the omegas. That's gonna be the feeling of rarity, I imagine, with these new mod materials to upgrade them. So if it only costs a bunch of greens to take my green to a blue, well, hey, maybe I'm going to see what that looks like with my mods. What other secondaries will roll on there. So
Hi T-Buddy, I've got a question for you. If they add red and black mods to the game, do you think we could get Voltron Defender of the Mods?
I hope so. I've been working on him for a while.
Well, that's a good call, because I needed the Blazing Sword right now to go to CG and cut some fools.
You gotta stop threatening CG publicly.
Oh, what are they gonna do?
That's the last one. It's not like me being like,
Especially with your flaming sword.
Yeah.
Military special forces, dude. It's scary.
Well, it's blazing sword. It's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
flaming
it's
sword.
Voltron.
Come on,
I'm not doing
man.
anything. Voltron's doing it. I'm innocent.
Voltron, yeah. Voltron could go.
That's all talk. My days of fighting are over. I'm too like busy to even care. To think, okay, I'll yell at them, but I don't think they.
You can't get off my lawn.
Love them.
Yeah.
We all have a crush on Carrie.
I do. God,
She's
I love
so much
Carrie.
freaking
Right?
Crazy
Sad.
Faces will always be my girl. I remember when she first came.
Remember the alphabet thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
So for those who didn't listen to the 20 full hours of the charity
Yes.
stream, there was a lot of really great parts. Have you guys cut out the highlights for that? I would definitely rewatch the highlights of that.
Do me a favor, send a message to Finn right now and just message him like, "Hey."
I will even help with that.
Yeah,
I
there
will.
was some
Yeah, that
great
would be great.
stuff in there.
But there was a point where
That's a good idea.
I was teasing. I can't remember why, but I was. Oh yeah, we figured out that Ranger couldn't talk and play Battlefront at the same time, and so I kept donating like these little piddly amounts, like $2, $3, just to try and get him to say the alphabet
I was so tired
backwards.
at that point because I'd been going for like
You've been
straight for
streaming
like because I just done
15 hours.
yeah I'd gone straight through and basically I just done the first episode of our D&D campaign, and then we went right into Battlefront. And initially, I was talking, but I was still coordinating everything. I didn't really start even at the end. I mean, it wasn't until we got into the what game were we playing? What was the last game we played? I can't remember the name of it. I'm going blank, but that's when I was finally able just to sit back and go, oh, okay, my brain can relax. I was brain dead. I really was. It was. Ugh. It wasn't that I couldn't.
You
stay
were
awake,
trailing off.
but yeah, I was tired.
You like Z, Y, X, and
Yeah.
and then you
Just
get
to
playing
finish
for like
my
1
story
I
very
minute.
could do
quickly.
it.
I was trying to get Ranger to say the alphabet backwards for donations, and he refused to. And Carrie did. She said $200 to do it.
I know. I was like, oh,
and
snap.
so she donated $200, but then she did it as well, and she did it so fast. I was like, oh my god, this human being is just like, you know, when you meet those human beings and you're like, you just
I'm
are
telling you
smarter
guys,
than me.
you guys.
It's just-
should love Carrie.
just
She
that.
is one of you guys. I mean, when you listen to her talk about games and gaming, it is incredible the amount of knowledge. And the funny thing
Yeah.
is, most of the games, when Carrie was on those games, I was playing them. So I'm sure our paths crossed somewhere on the forums where I'm like, hey. All right, next question. Let's see here. Let's go to the Xylo, the Stoner Jedi. Question. This is from Doc Ariot. Question. Fast Thrawn or fast 4-star Nest with a Sith Triumphant and Sith Trooper?
Well, I do Trail Lead, Triumvirate, Thrawn, Sith Trooper. I find it holds better on defense for me. It's just because there's so many other mirror matches like that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Nest, I really like Nest. I just don't like the fact that she's not free to play still. As long as, you know, most people farmed up Sith Trooper and Sith Assassin a while back, so they're already in their roster. And, you know, I plugged mine in at Gear 9, working up to Gear 12 too. So, you know, I like the more defensive concept, and I like a faster Thrawn. I'm actually 15 MK prototypes to finishing out Thrawn's final 2 Gear 12 pieces too as well. So the faster Thrawn is, the faster you can, you know, manipulate the game on an offensive perspective. The only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't play the turn meter swap and the fracture as well on defense, but that's the only negative cost of Thrawn that, you know, you already know going into Arena. But I like being able to manipulate the turn meter on offense more because I'm consistently going. My Thrawn always goes first in my Arena shard, and I haven't even finished that second Gear 12 piece yet. So I always swap the turn meter with Nihilus, and as long as your nihilist is getting the force drains off over theirs, and sometimes I'll even fracture their nihilist running a mirror match too, and I won't find too much of a problem as long as I'm isolating the Sith Trooper and trying to avoid their Scion in general. As long as you don't get him taunting, you can, even slow down their nihilist even faster with the fracture. And once their nihilist is gone, I just throw it on auto.
Yeah, the thing with Ness is if you're going to run Ness, she has to be super fast. If you cannot make a super fast Ness, I'm talking like 290, 300 speed, it ain't worth it.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then with Arena too, the 2 Gear 12 pieces with the 12 speed,
right.
That makes the biggest difference. And like say, you're going in with a 4-star or even a 5-star nest. If you're farming crystals out of the shipments, you're still not going to be able to compete with the people who are running the mirror matches with their nest at 7 stars, Gear 12 plus. So
yeah.
I like Thrawn way better, and he's more of a universal piece in the game. And and once Nest is free to play, possibly that'll change, but we'll see when that comes.
Well, I just thought of this. How is everybody doing the territory battles? Cone Cobra?
We're on track to do our 41. I kind of, I can't cuss. I kind of messed this up a little bit on phase 4, which was 100% my fault. But yeah, we're on our normal track. We're
pretty solid. What about you, Team Money?
Yeah.
She's typing.
No, that's me typing.
Okay, King Felix is typing. King Felix, how are you guys doing?
We're doing well.
Sorry, I'm on mute.
I screwed up the last one, that last light side territory battle, because my Ezra's Gear 12 with a higher power, so it automatically puts him as lead for the Phoenix mission.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what the funny thing was? I still made it halfway through phase 6 with no leader ability. But then I got smoked at the end. But this time I double checked, made sure I had Hera in there. And I also recently put Sabine to Gear 11, and I'm really enjoying her in that team. I take Chopper out because I hate Chopper. Shut up, Chopper.
What about you, Team Money?
Yeah, we're doing good.
I'm just checking our. We have a great Territory Wars spreadsheet. If anyone wants to PM me, I'm sure I'm on the RSG.
No, we don't want your recipes for Maple
Discord.
Syrup.
You're welcome to PM me to get this this little thing. I'm just looking. Where is it? TB.
Well, if she could ever find it, then she'll sense it.
I just want to see. We're very, very close to 45 stars. I just want to know what our cushion is. I think last time we had a cushion of maybe. I think we had to have almost perfect missions in P6, and because we're so Territory Wars focused, I've never really pushed Jin and Cassian, so we struggle with that one mission. We usually get 5 out of 6 for the most part there. But we should be 45 stars this time. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we're definitely shooting for 45 ourselves.
Do it,
Lady Destra.
What's your GP now?
Who?
You Ranger.
The guild?
Yes.
Like 177, 178 now? Is that what it is, Zion?
Yeah, it just capped 178. We might potentially have our 45 stars this go around too.
Okay, we're 171, so.
Yeah, you guys don't have to be perfect, but it could be done.
We just added.
Oh, go ahead, Xylo.
We just added a couple of new pieces with over 4 million GP roster too, so I think we'll cap that 45 stars this go around.
So yeah, Lady Adastra.
Yeah, we're also on the verge of 45. We've been close on the last ones because, you need near perfect combat missions. But then all these new characters for the platoons has really messed us up too.
God,
it's been brutal.
Luckily,
can barely feel anything.
Yeah, for us, we're lucky because we have the GP now that it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of getting those 6 phases, those perfect scores. We're like,
well, that's what I mean. Like, it helps the air to do more damage, or to make it easier to defeat the enemies.
Yeah,
is what I mean.
Yeah, we're not worried about it because we can.
But we have a small cushion, so I'm hoping everyone's gonna be on their game today and knock out those missions. If we miss it by like a small margin, I'm gonna be so mad.
Would it suck? It was like he came down to you and you missed it by 50,000 because you lost the last battle. You're like, no. I'd rather lose.
I wonder
by
what
4
a
or
Dasher
5
would sound
million.
like mad. I couldn't imagine
I
her
don't think she
sounding
ever gets
angry.
mad. No, we only have enough room in this world for enough angry people, and that's me. Everyone else has to be nice and calm. Although T-Money, when she gets angry, she can get a little fired up there. T-Money,
Oh yeah, I have
Oh, yeah.
there's no fear of
Sarah.
anger in this lady.
Yeah, T-Money and
Hey,
I
what
had it
about
out
that
last
ships
week.
mission yesterday for TB? I haven't had a chance to do. I don't know how long that's been going on for. This is the first chance I had to do the battle because it's always done by the time I get in there. But holy moly, that was tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the first time I ever did it, it's kind of sneaky. I mean, you're thinking, oh, just ships. This is so
You better
easy.
come in with the correct
And,
lineup.
yeah, they amped it up a little bit.
I
They
went in there
really
with heavy-
did.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
it
I
oh,
went in
It's
heavy
been
tanks in the
bumped up.
beginning
Great.
and was pulling in. I think I went with Phantom and Ghost and Biggs in the beginning, and immediately pulled in Clo Clue. I'm like, oh hell no, you don't. I'm like, oh no, you're not killing my ships. Kiss my ass. And then once I was done, I was like, all right, get in there, Poe. Go start killing these suckers. But yeah, ooh, you gotta be. That's a sneaky little one. All right, let's get back to questions. Let's go back to King Felix, and the question is from Hermeticide. Question: any idea how defense translates to the game and Star Armor TIA?
I've heard Warrior explain it multiple times, and I still can't remember. It's just they take a certain percentage of the defense that you add, and it goes into armor. I really don't remember what the conversion is. Maybe Finn knows. He's good with numbers.
Yeah, he's our number guy, but he's moving new furniture, so.
And it takes 5 minutes. Puts him back into it. Let's go.
Well, how hard does it say? Put the couch there.
Yeah.
He's probably accessorizing his feng shui or some crap right now.
He's putting all of the porgs back on his mantle. But
So if I
as
put
for the
the
defense,
couch on the east side, the porg's light. It looks better in the light. Let me see.
they get better light. They'll grow faster.
Yeah. Cheap, that dummy.
But you're going to be gaining. So you're going to be gaining almost or a little bit over 8% on defense primary stats, along with an additional, what is that, plus 25% with the set. So certain characters like Old Ben and Sith Trooper, General Kenobi, and again, don't forget about Fives, because Fives has crazy armor too.
Yep.
You're gonna start hitting them, and you're gonna see, 2,000 a pop. You're gonna hit with your, Grandmaster Yoda with all of his buffs, and he's gonna crit for like 7,000. So this defense is that's the mod set I'm gonna look into the most, because if you can get a tank. If you can get a tank to just eat all of that, and if you're running a Trey Elite, you already have offense down and crit avoidance, you might never be able to kill Sith Trooper other than with Nihilus.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you the numbers and how it converts off the top of my head, but I think I ran 3 defense sets on my Sith Trooper, and with the bonus you're going to get, it's just going to be even better.
All right, just a reminder for those in chat, if you're new, make sure if you have a question for us, you make sure you put the word question in front of your question. That way Nightbot scoops it up and we can get it in here, all right? So I'm seeing some questions in there. It's like you got to put it in the question form where it says question. Just put question in front of it, right? And then put your question afterwards, right? So make sure you do that so that we can scoop up your question. So if you haven't done that already, go ahead and do that now. Put question, the word question in front of your question, and then type it in, and then we'll scoop it up for you. All right, let's go back to the top to Lady Adastra. Let's see here. Let's see. I just lost my place. Okay, this is from Fat Tony 99. Question: as a player that needs things off all the tables, what should still be the priority for refreshes once mod update comes? I currently spend 750 crystals a day doing all the first set of refreshes. Jesus. Oof. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. But go ahead, Lady Adastra.
You're screwed.
Wait, so it's saying all characters on all tables still?
Yeah,
Is that
pretty
one?
much, yeah.
He's using all of the
Well, then
tables.
you gotta pick your priority first.
poison,
Like,
man.
don't spread yourself too thin there. Like for me, arena is always priority. Make sure doing good in arena. If you have the necessary arena characters, then you move on to either what your guild needs, like say your territory battles, if you need certain ones to do well there, or for the raid, depending on where you're at with the raids, you need key characters there.
Mm-hmm.
So you just gotta find your priority first. Don't just pick and choose, everything at once. That's gonna be way too overwhelming. I'm not sure where you're at level-wise though either, because another possibility is the Zetas. If you get Wicket, I believe, and Mother Talzin, so you can get those Zetas farming, because that's gonna be a mainstay forever. So the quicker you can get your Zetas, more Zetas, the better. But that's assuming if you're at the end there. If you're not, don't worry about that. But that's a tough question to answer without context. Need more.
Give me a second here. I'm trying to do something real quick, and then I'll get to the next question, which will be going to. Let's see, we're going to Cone Cobra. And that question is, come on, Nightbot, quit screwing around. Well, Mike's not here today, but Jesus. Medic Ryan, question for Mike: Are we going to 45 stars today in territory battle? Let's go. Sorry, Medic Ryan, Mike is not here. Mike is out somewhere with Sweary Daughter, Dancing Daughter, and the wife cusser extraordinaire, having some kind of vacation or something. I don't know. Okay. This is from Mostef Isley. Question for you, Cone Cobra. How is this for a pre-mod update strategy? Take any green mods with a good secondary speed offense to level 3, blues with a good speed secondary to level 6, and purples with a good secondary to level 9. What do you think about that?
According to Finn, before we got the news dropped yesterday, that was a good idea. Still might not be the worst idea. So I guess it's still up to the whole slicing. How much is it going to take to slice up from C to B, B to A? And if you got the blue mods that have rolled speed twice and got purple mods that rolled speed 3 times, keep them. They're not going to be bad, but if they didn't roll, it's a judgment call at that point. Do you want a 4 speed with maybe a high offense secondary, or did it roll protection percent or something like that? So I guess it's dependent on what the mod rolled and what you want to do with it. How many other good mods do you have? Are your territory war teams modded up down the list? So
all right. Hey, Team Money, I got a question for you from Think Kyrell.
No.
So
for those who aren't privy to this inside joke, I am improving my Star Wars lore that is very much centered around the movies. So any sort of especially non-canon stuff outside the movies and the cartoons. I'm just who's that? Who's Revan? Who's Revan?
Hold on. Let's see what
who's this Revan dude?
Oh my god.
Blasphemy!
Stab to the heart.
Well, I didn't play the video game from which.
Yeah, I tried. Team Money had me buy it, and then was like, I don't like this. Like, what do you mean?
It was boring. I don't like. I've told you before, Ranger. I have attention deficit disorder, legitimately, and I spend a lot of my time looking for things. I do not want to play a game where I'm looking for things. This is not a game to me in life to be like, oh, where are my keys? This is so fun. Like, I'm not going to do that. I hated Legend of Zelda. I'm not going to play.
Next, you're going to say you didn't like Castlevania. Jesus.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh my god.
Well, she wouldn't like
never
Symphony
pretended
tonight,
to be something that I'm not.
Oh my god.
All good, T. All good. You're awesome.
Don't give her pity there, Lady Dasher. This is horrifying.
No, give me pity, Lady Dasher.
No, don't do that. But he did have a question for your team. He says, if they bring in Mr. Bones, Snap Wexley, and Nor Wexley into the game, what would their kits look like?
Well, obviously the three of them, given the son, mother, droid built from scratch relationship, are going to have a depth of synergy. However, the fact that the mother's betrayal of her son, I'm not sure how that will play out as far as their kits go. So, definitely, we might see a ship there. Co-piloted by Mr. Bones. I'm not sure. I think that the whole community is looking forward to these completely obscure characters becoming part of our game, though.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. It's a good answer that didn't answer the question. I like that.
Snap. I did look up who they were, though.
That's right. I bet you did.
Yeah, I like the.
Let's see. Next question for Stoner Jedi. This is from James Stringer, and the question is, can you use Kylo Unmasked over Sith Trooper in Nightmare Team?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it in my Arena Shard.
Now tell me why you shouldn't do that.
There's no synergy there, as well. And then, I mean, it basically makes crew like that standout piece to where they're going to make it a 4-on-5 on you, basically.
Yeah. The reason Sith Trooper works so well in that game is he's a Sith. He gets all the little bonuses and stuff from Trey and stuff. So,
and he's healing outside of his turn.
Right,
he's a beast, man.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, to be fair, you could throw like anyone with the Triumph and it'll still be good.
Right, but Sith Trooper on that team gets so as a Sith. It just makes him really ridiculous.
Well, he keeps defense up, he keeps tone, he keeps retribution as long as they're taking their turns, so it's hard to get past his tone. Even if you get rid of it with a Dispeller.
You know who he's not good against, though?
Who?
Traya, because he has. If you're playing Traya versus Traya, and there's a Sith Trooper on the other team, don't take his debuffs off. Don't do Treya's basic on him either, which has days. Don't even isolate him. Just poke at him a few times. Make him, lose, 30% of his freaking health, 26, whatever it is, percent of his health every time he has retribution, and let him like take his own health down, right? It's like basically 6 times he has to fight back, and he's almost dead. Same with Thrawn. Poke Thrawn so he has retribution on the other team, and just don't even bother hitting them, like hit them with AoEs, and they'll kill themselves basically.
Well, I was just fracturing him right off the back, and then I isolate San, and then I'm like, all right, hello, Mrs. Traya, I'm going to burn you to alive now. So, that's the thing that why I like Thrawn in that team, is because it's like, aha, like, oh really? I'll just control these 2 tanks and burn the team. But then RNG can still get you. So,
yep.
All right. So, all right, we'll go to King Felix. This is from Muddy Paws 4574B, as in Bravo. Question, King Felix, do you still undergear Zombie?
Absolutely not. I believe everyone on the panel knows my opinion on undergeared Zombie. It's treason. Goes against the spirit of the game and the American way of life.
What are you talking about?
I've said this many times. It's one of my. I'm extremely happy about Paper Zombie getting destroyed. I still hope the Night Sisters are good. I hope they figure out a way to rework the.
Well, if they aren't, I hope you just live with yourself after that, King Felix.
I still will, because I didn't even remotely think about undergearing my Zombie. I understand why it was better for the kit. It was a sound, strategical decision for people to do that, but I refuse to do it. I'm hoping they put something in her unique that makes, like, I don't know, the number of hits that she takes in one life boosts the Night Sisters in this way, or something like that. It seems like the CG is gonna listen to my sound perfect advice and make gearing her the better way to utilize that team. But I would still wait until they do the update, and after that, I would wait a couple more days anyway, because most of the community disagrees with me and is gonna flip out. So I would hold on gearing her until all the dust settles.
Don't worry, we're gonna send Alchi over to you, King Felix, and have a little talk with you. So good luck with that.
Go right ahead, all you uncompetitive participation trophy people.
No, she's probably on your side. I'm just gonna send her as a mob enforcer to for the rest
participation trophy.
No, but wouldn't that be kind of interesting idea? She would have like the stacking health for Daka and the stacking offense for Sach at gear 12 on like every crit hit the zombie until she dies, and then it would reset. You got a tanky zombie anyway, so you would want her tanky to. Yeah, that could be that's an interesting idea, Felix.
It's not bad.
I've been thinking about this every time we argue.
Yeah.
every time somebody yells at me.
I use a Gear 6 zombie and I exploit it, but I am more than happy to want a Gear 12. I don't like the whole don't gear because I want to gear my people, like there's a reason they want us to gear them. So that could be interesting.
All right, let's go to another question. First of all, thank Kyrell had a question for you, Lady Adestra. This is kind of a fun one. He says, question for Lady Adestra, how are you so awesome?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Just because you are.
Thank you.
Yes. We did have a question from Sarah Hendridge. She didn't put this in the question. I did happen just by luck to see. I think she's a newer person, so I was able to scoop this one. I think this is a good one for you, Miss Lady Adestra. She says, "Hi, I can only Zeta." I'm assuming this is a good one. You never know. It's the first name Sarah, but hi, I can only Zeta one character at the moment. Basileus or Yoda Grandmaster. My team is Basileus, Grandmaster Yoda, Ness, and Thrawn. Thanks in advance.
Well, without a doubt, you want Basileus first, because you give her that Zeta,
blasphemy,
and she's ready to roll, and then because she doesn't need the Zeta against EP as much, but against Trey Elite, you absolutely need that Zeta. And then all the other Zetas are just extras to make that squad even stronger. So Grandmaster Yoda's special would be the next priority Zeta. With just his and Basileus, you don't need anything else, and you can roll through everything. So get those Jedi going! Woo!
Very nice. All right, next question from Cone Cobra, who I can tell is already medicinalizing himself. Let's see.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. Yeah. This is from Z Manable. That's a cool name. Question.
That's a new one.
That's a new one. I like that. We're getting a lot of good new names in here. I'm welcome. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please feel free to. We always love having new people. We got a lot of great content. Check it out. Question. Just about to have Wampa and Hermit Yoda 7 stars. Nice. Should I start hoarding currency for potential new character releases or just spend it all on gear? I'm not a hoarder, so I can't answer this.
If you've got them done,
by the way.
Yeah, that's tough.
If I can recommend anything for that one, potentially just focus on one Gear 12 character at a time, and then look at what resources are like so overstressed in the game, like your stun guns and then your Carbontes. Those are the only two things other than Gear 12. Yeah, those are the only two things other than what particular Gear 12 pieces I'm farming. So you can sit on a bunch of those and then accumulate the currency on its own. Sit on a couple thousand currency, and every time you got a new territory wars, it's a couple extra currency you can spend on more gear. And then like tomorrow, when you get that big chunk of rewards from territory battles, you can sit there for a couple of days and shuffle through the gear and get Carbontes and stun guns. Those are the main things right there.
He does not like your answer.
He said farm the stun guns. He's yelling about the stun guns.
Yeah, and the Carbontes. CG, you should listen to this.
I need at least just for my favorite characters right now, I need over 400 Carbontes. He's about to freak out because I need more Carbontes.
It makes him stronger. Gives him focus.
His anger fuels him.
He is the Senate. All right, too many questions. See here, I got a couple. One's a fun one. Nathaniel Ward wants to know question: can CG unbuild my Java so I can get those resources back? What do you think about that?
I don't know.
I think
that Jawa's time is coming. I think that you just we have this droid. We have this droid wave of droids coming. Where I feel like we're on the cusp of the age of droids, and the Jawas.
It's the dawning of the age.
Age of the droid. Absolutely. And so look for synergy. Look for synergy there. Take your characters, your favorite characters, and look for synergy because if one of us can break this game, all of us can break this game.
That's science, God. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
And hate it.
Go ahead, Jessica.
I was gonna say, and to be fair, Jawas did have some awesome moments. For the
minutes,
tank raid, they were useful.
Yeah.
And now in the fifth raid, they are useful.
No.
2 of them were useful.
It's like, remember back in the day when we first started playing this game, that old Poe Dameron was pretty darn good with them droids. I mean, they were pretty good. Where are they now? Well, they don't really do anything. They just sit there and.
Yeah, they good for territory war.
Yeah, you use them. There are. I don't know about territory wars.
They're good for cleanup or splitting them up.
Yeah,
what I like to do is having Jawa engineer with IPD.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Like I said, for phase 3 in the Sith raid, they can do decent.
No.
Hey, Jedi Master Adastra puts up some mad scores in the raid.
If she says it works, she's trolling us.
They are at year 7, and there they shall stay.
It's hilarious to see all the thermal detonators add up on Traya. It's always funny.
Is there another question?
Yeah, I was.
Are we done? Are these the fun questions, or
I'm just mixing them in this time, just to mix things up. You know what? Why don't you let me run the damn show, Team Money?
Well, don't give me Thane's questions again.
I can't help it. He directs them at you, pretty much. He's like, "Hey, Team
Hey,
Money.
He gave me an awesome question.
That's right.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly. He's trolling me.
What Team Money doesn't know is that we secretly replaced Thane's American status with Canadian status. Let's see what happens.
One day I'll turn on Thane and let my anger out, and then we'll see.
And I will record it, and it shall live in YouTube infamy forever.
I won't be around for that.
No,
I don't want to be around for that fury.
Yeah.
I've seen
Trump's
it.
like, hey, Ranger, can we go work on my character while this happens? Yeah, let's take about 15-20 minutes to go look at it. Come back. Oh my God, Thane's dead. No, the question is from Fat Tony 99 Team Money. The question is, what should I spend my reinforcement mats on now? I have Tide Vance, Phantom 2, Silencer, Slave 1, and Scimitar's reinforcements max at level 3.
I would need to see like, let's just pretend that you have all Gear 12 tunes.
Sure. I'm going to say Fat Tony 99 does not.
Fat Tony 99 does not. It's tough. You know whose ship we were just talking about this the other day. Bistan's ship does really well with kind of moderately geared tunes off the bench. I'm kind of poking and prodding that one, even though my Scarif Rebel Pathfinder and Bistan are very shameful. I've been looking at that one. I'm kind of in between right now. I'm waiting for I have Geonotions. I have my Geonotions done, and I have what's the TIE Reaper? I really like that ship. I like him off the bench, and I like Kylo's shuttle. So I've done the Reaper, and I'm thinking about building a First Order team. The shuttle off the bench is amazing. It's got 20% turn meter reduction. whenever an ally reinforces. So that means your ally reinforces and then they cannot go, which is very surprising if you don't face them in arena. It kind of kiboshes your plans in territory wars. So I'm thinking about that possibly as a solid territory wars defensive team, but it needs some reworks because the AI doesn't play them well. The silencer. I do have the silencer done as well. I bring him in off the bench, but he always uses if you start him, he always uses his special first, which you want him to use his stun first. So that kind of makes them a little bit difficult to use. But somebody's going to figure it out. Somebody's going to figure out that team. Hopefully it'll be me, because I'd like to figure it out sooner than later. But those are two that I'm working on right now, the shuttle and Bistan's ship.
It's crazy. But what teammate's saying... She could have used more Reaper.
Another one too that I really liked, one that Loki pointed out a little while back. Loki really liked the Millennium Falcon, the Episode 7 one. I just finished the second ability to max stack the unique buff, and it's pretty hard too. And I haven't even fully geared 12 Finn and Rey yet, and I haven't even put too many of the. Actually, I haven't put any of the ship Omega abilities on it yet, and it still hits pretty hard too for an extra light side ship too. You got to think you want to balance your ships out between the light and dark side too, as well, for both territory wars, territory battles, all that, etc. So.
And also in Battlefront 2, that ship has a fat ass because Van Sil uses that ship all the time and runs me into goddamn debris and all the time. Like, I'm coming in, Ranger, but I'm going to kill...
Ranger crashes all the time. Did you just
bump me into the asteroid, you dickhole? Oh.
Ranger blows
I didn't do anything. What do you mean you came in and ran me over and knocked me to the side when you turned?
Or like when in that junkyard level and Ranger just clips something barely, Ranger blows up.
Every time that happens, I get that James Bond from GoldenEye game sound in my head. Like, really? I didn't even touch the damn thing. You launch.
Blood goes down the stream.
Like, really? You launched right at the debris? Come on! It's bad enough I gotta avoid the giant fat ass of Falcon flying around by V, just killing everything. Brutal.
V riding around booty bumping everyone with the Falcon.
He really is. He just gets in there like he is a beast. It's not bad when he's in silencer. But, oh my god, he just runs into that ship and you just see him come in. I'm like, all right, I'm locking in. I got that. Wait, what's up? What? No. Oh god. Oh no, I'm dead. Jesus. All right. Next question for Stoner Jedi and the baby. This is from Tim Better. Question: best way to mod Basileus?
Ooh, speed and potency. Speed and potency. You want her fast and you want her sticking those
baby
buffs.
Agrees. Well, I want to hear the baby's answer, so let's go talk to the baby.
What do you think, bud? What do you think? You say dad, huh? No.
What do you think
He's
about?
just like staring now.
What do you think about? What do you think about that question there, Stoner baby?
What do you think, huh? Oh, now he's speechless.
Oh, now you don't want to say anything.
Well, you didn't ask him in baby talk. You can't talk to him in adult talk. You gotta talk to him like the baby.
Yeah, speak, Stoner. Speak, Stoner baby.
Potency. Potency.
Like,
speed is the use.
He's like, I'm busy playing now. You bore me.
Copyright infringement.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Stoner and the baby. We had a demonetized stream now because of you. I don't know what I did on my Basileus. What did I put on Basileus? Oh, I went speed and crit damage. Well, it's because that's six speed on her. Yeah.
And Astra's freaking out. Let her answer.
I know. Go ahead, Jedi. I guess. Yeah. I was going to go to you.
Yeah, Dastra.
Yeah. I feel your anger.
Do it. I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, can I?
Yes.
Do it.
Do it.
So, yes, the common one is speed and potency for the reasons you stated. But it does depend on what you're using her for, as well as what you're facing.
Mhm.
So for mine, I have an offense set on my Basileus because of her basic, and I use her in the raid also. So I kind of wanted to find something that's all inclusive.
Oh.
And I have fast secondaries on my offense set. So that is not the most recommended, because she is, for arena though, you do have a lot of wiggle room on how to mod her because it's her leadership that is the primary purpose for her. She could be unmodded and you would still kick butt.
Well, I've got a question, Lady Destra. How would you mod her if you're using Basileus as a short order cook at a Outback Steakhouse restaurant?
I actually had the same question.
Plus 25% speed.
Critical
speed
damage?
Extra salty.
You need some tenacity for the seasonings. I know, I work at an Outback.
Destroy everything. Critical damage.
I'll show you steak this, boss. Hey, Basil, what did I tell you about force choking the meat? All right, god dang it.
But and then for the potency part, I found that, I just like her being able to dispel stuff, because the stun, for the teams I'm facing, it's all Treya. So other than Thrawn, you're not going to be able to block anyone right away. So it's not as useful. But if you're facing stuff, a bunch of variety, then yeah, put that potency on so you can get those stuns and blocks going regularly. As always, there are options.
Oh, well, while we have a dasher, actually, I got a question then for Basileus.
Is it about the Outback Steakhouse?
No.
Critical damage.
So for a trade killer, would you like her to have the crit damage, or because obviously the potency isn't as important with the trade teams, being that they can cleanse, so you'd want her to hit harder potentially, right?
Yes and no. Critical damage isn't really useful if you can't get her critical chance up there.
Right.
Since I focused on secondary speeds, I actually have a crit chance triangle because it has a 19 speed secondary. So you can technically do anything in that triangle spot. Just kind of depends on what you have available. And obviously you do want health if you can for your circle because of her abilities. I kind of did a well-rounded one. Like I have a health set and offense set on mine currently. Because again, the fast secondaries, if I didn't have fast offense secondaries, I wouldn't have put them on her. Because again, I did say speed isn't super important. For defense, it's a different story. Offense, you can just, murder stuff. But you want good speed for defense if you're in a competitive arena, so you'll be more of an annoyance.
Okay. So I see where you're at now.
So what I'm gathering is that's a no on the sous chef thing for the Outback place. Is that where we're going with this? Okay. All I can do, folks, is ask the questions. Okay.
Jedi or vegetarian?
How dare you? That is not true.
Hey.
I like me some chicken and steak.
Master Skywalker, what are we to do? We have nothing but salad. Oops, sorry, I didn't know you were so testy, Anakin. We got some tofu. Just chill, bro. All right. Question. We're back to the top with Lady Destra. This is from Gav P. Question. I have a 3-star Basileus, 7-star Yoda, 7-star Hermit Yoda, 7-star Ezra, 7-star GK. Should I gear mod them first, or should I gear up my 7-star Night Sisters team? I've been reluctant to throw resources and Zetas into Night Sisters teams with all the nerfs.
All the nerfs. All one nerf.
Well, that's a big
What
nerf.
is this or? The Jedi or? It's Jedi. There is no or.
Sith, how dare you.
No, seriously though,
So be a Jedi.
not knowing your arena or anything, but since you have them all ready to go, I'm assuming you have a Zeta on Bastilla already. So you should just keep going that way. I mean, I'd have to know more on your squads and what you're facing and your Sith raid. If you're needing. Because Night Sisters, I mean, I honestly don't think they're going to get that badly hit. I mean, they're still going to be the P4 team until something new comes out. So if you're at a point, in the hit Sith raid that you need to get those numbers, you got to have those Night Sister. Because they're also good for Phase 3.
Preach it, sister.
If you have plenty of Phase 4 stuff.
Amen.
But the Jedi, they're useful in the Sith raid too.
Take it to church already, Lady Dasher. Jesus.
So, I mean...
Yeah, Basileus being behind a paywall for a long time, though.
Yeah.
But Grandmaster Yoda Lead works in
Tier 1, yeah.
And, Grandmaster Yoda, that rework has really elevated him. I mean, you can add him to other squads too and get some insane damage because his buff will apply to non-Jedi as well. So you can put him in to get that bonuses for non-Jedis too. Like for fun, I added him to Sith, like the Triome had Triome and Grandmaster on the Sith raid. It was pretty funny. So you could add him to anything. But General Kenobi lead is the second best under Bastilla lead for the raid. Since you have a 3-star Bastilla, obviously you can't use her there. But you can use Kenobi as the leader, and you can put up some solid numbers. So it just really depends on where you're at, both arena-wise and Sith raid-wise. Because that's both of those are solid squads that can be used in many areas of gameplay. So obviously I'm going to say Jedi because Jedi, but you got two good ones there.
All right, we got a lot of questions, so let's try to knock these out. Wait a minute. King Felix, you put a question in here?
Yes.
All right, King Felix wants to know, Comb Cobra, should I Zeta Gar Saxon?
If you like Gar Saxon, go for it.
No,
Do it.
All right.
Do it.
I mean,
mine
Urban
was quick.
loves them.
Leave me alone, Ranger.
That's because I made it quick. Let's give Cobra an actual real question. Nathaniel Morgan, question: what teams can do over 3% against Trey in Phase 4 that aren't commonly used in other phases? I hate the part of the raid with a passion.
Oh, well, just Trey in Phase 4. I don't know many besides maybe the crew-led First Order or
not even that, because Nihilus, the first part, he just destroyed. He can't really.
I mean, I'm lucky to get a 0.5% with like clones going nuts.
Phase 4 is basically Night Sisters. Do as much damage as you can, get through Nihilus, and then you throw the kitchen sink.
I mean, I pick my top 5 guys. I hit auto. I don't even care who's the leader. I just start going.
Right, because you
just let it go.
The kitchen sink. All right, next question to T-Money. This is from Lupo Genic. Question: with the new mod slicing details and Tier 6 mods posted on forums discussed yet? If not, please go. It was. But greetings to Findy and Ranger from former RC member Vlog. Hey, glad to see you back. Hey, what's going on, buddy? I think we kind of did cover the. Oh, now Dr. Finn's back.
Maybe.
He is. He just said back in chat.
Really? Well, I can't look at that because I'm, doing everything. Well, glad to see you back. I think we've covered this in pretty detail, right? I mean, is there anything you want to add to the? I think the first 30 minutes of the show was 6 mods.
Ranger rant.
Anything you want to add? Because I will. I'm not going to explode. I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to touch this.
I missed a question.
They didn't want to know about 6 mods. So.
Oh, 6 mods?
Yeah, I think we covered enough of that in the beginning. Just
I was going to say again.
Yeah, let's go back and listen to the first 30 minutes of the show. You'll get all the 6 mod questions and answers you need. Let's see if I can find you a good one here. Okay. This is from Gav Key T-Money question. This is a question my guild has been debating for months. What mods for Ezra, CD or CC classic set or offense set with anything with high fly offense?
Loving all these Jedi questions.
Well,
Jedi are up and coming. Yeah, when Bastille came out, I was like, I felt like a preacher. I got on my soapbox and I was like, everyone, she has come. Ezra, it depends where you're using him. But if you're using him under Bastila, he needs he's a damage dealer. And I actually find everybody, and I'm sorry if this is blasphemous, Jedi Master at Astra, but I find everybody completely useless, other than maybe one ability that they have under Bastila, except for Grandmaster Yoda. He's the one, like Hermit Yoda. He's healing them so that they don't lose their protection and their offense. Ezra, he's calling Grandmaster Yoda, he needs speed, and he's great. He does deal damage. He definitely helps. He's the second damage dealer on that team, but I just have him with a crit damage and crit chance set with he's got my speediest set, because I do run them in arena whenever I can, because they're just so much fun.
Word.
But yeah, so yeah, and go ahead.
I was gonna say, I got mixed feelings now. You're trashing the Jedi, but at the same time, you're praising them. So I'm not sure what to feel.
I love them. I love them. I use them as much as I can. I have not figured out how to take down Traya with them. I would love to be able to do that. I do. I love them.
Well, but how do you hate them?
Old Ben has his mind tricks. Hermit Yoda has his assists and his skill. I guess he's got a couple of things there. Basileus just sits there like a bump on a log, except for her calling to assist. Your stuff's useless against Traya, right? She's they're just going to cleanse all of that. So she's just calling to assist, but her leadership ability is just mwah. This is a big deal. And this tune is one of the easiest to gear in the game. I was saying the other day that, sometimes how good a character is based off of their gear, right? So the more Carbantes somebody has, the more tanky they're going to be. The more stun cuffs they have, well, that's related to damage often. And so, but with Bastila, she's got 2 stun guns, a droid collar, an MK5 furnace, and an MK6 furnace, and that is it, all the way to gear 11, except for a couple of MK3 hollow projectors. But that's not a lot of gear, right? And you can see that in how she performs. She's, she does her ability block and she does her stun. She lands them sometimes, but she deals hardly any damage. I don't have her modded for damage, but she's not great. But her leader ability is just huge, it's massive, so that makes up for it. So they've gifted us with this leader ability and this tune that's very, very easy to gear. If you can get your guild that's 130 million GP to focus on Bastila and use all of those Jedi that have been sitting on your bench, you're gonna kill it in Territory Wars. You can gear her as free to play in a week and a half. That's, maybe 2 weeks. It's a good deal. This is a cheap date. She's awesome.
And that's just it too with all the other Jedi. So I love experimenting, right? For TW and for Arena. She allows, the lesser known Jedi to shine, depending again on what you're facing. So I'm kind of limited because my Arena is Traya. So only certain combinations are going to work. But a lot more combos than you would think do work, which has been really fun, just kicking butt with Jedi again. That even Ezra isn't always a must on the squad, but he is definitely among the best ones for, his whole kit is just, he's good. They call the spell, and he's easy to get strong. You don't have to have him fast because of all the TM that Yoda and Bastila generate. It's awesome that you don't have to have these god mod speeds for your Jedi to be competitive. It's pretty interesting shaking up the arena with Jedi.
Hey, Lady Adestra, Thane has another question for you. Question
Don't
for Lady
answer it.
Adestra. If you had to
Oh no,
fight-
she got the good one.
Yeah.
Is
If
it
you had
a
to fight
follow-up
the
to
Team Money
how
often-
about Ezra?
What's that?
Wasn't the question to Team Money about Ezra?
Well, we got into other things, but now we're getting to another
We
question.
talked about Basileus for like 5 minutes. I was cracking up over here.
we talked about Ezra too. It was
Yeah,
easy.
they did.
Have you not
Phil,
learned?
listen
I'll
here,
answer the question
buddy.
that I want to answer.
You don't
I
get there and get
know.
new furniture coming here and wrecking stuff. So,
Sorry, I come back and then it just made me laugh.
all right. Thane, Kyra has a question for Lady Adjustor real quick. If you had to fight your way through the entire RSU crew, what lightsaber form would you use and why?
Why are we fighting?
Because I'm a Sith and you're a Jedi.
See, she's a true Jedi.
I am the dark side incarnate.
There is, if you cannot return to the light, I must strike you down.
Your feeble skills are no match for the dark side of the Force.
I just need a cookie.
Young fool, only now have you learned.
If the light side had cookies, then I'm easily.
Oh, for
turned back.
God's sakes, Finn! If someone could bribe you with a Twinkie, and you
Oh,
Cookies
yeah.
are
If the light side
staunchly
had
dark
Twinkies.
side.
all right.
Oh,
All right, Stoner, got another question here for you from Nathaniel Miller or Morgan. Question: what accuracy arrows going from 12% to 30% at 6C should I focus on splicing? My accuracy arrows, so I will hit all my attacks? Question mark.
You have to come back to me.
Well, what does the baby have to say? We'll listen to you. Okay, I guess the baby really is just having an empty cup.
Sorry, yeah, he's having one. There we go, I got him. All right, so accuracy. I mean, they did say a while back that they were trying to increase and incorporate all aspects and all mods, right? So, like, crit avoidance. I've been using a little more of those here and there on certain tunes. I've been saving a couple of accuracy arrows too that looked really good myself. Just you never know what's gonna come around the corner with accuracy. And I really like the accuracy arrow on the B2 battle droid, for example. Now you want to make sure like he's laying all the debuffs and everything like that too. There's only a limited amount of tunes in the game right now that need the accuracy arrow, or even say Alkalite. I used one on Alkalite because I wasn't using her in the Sith raid, so I wanted to make sure that she was consistently hitting, right? Even outside the turn meter. If it increases more and it's going to be a consistent thing and it's going to benefit you more, then yeah, I'd say save up the accuracy arrows at least.
Not a bad point. All right, King Felix, next question for you from Patrick Consorte. Question: why not use HP mods on Basileus since her prod up is based on her max health, 200% max HP?
So I actually do have a health set to go along with my speed set for Bastila. You can do potency, but since I go against, everything, if it's not Trey lead, Trey is still on the team, so none of your debuffs are landing or sticking anyway, or they stay there, but they get immediately cleansed off. If you're fighting other teams in arena, you can use potency, but for me, it's all health, so that and speed. The speed is the big one because I think it was Team Money said she's a bump on a log after her legendary battle meditation or whatever she gives to Yoda. So I just try to get that off first, and then if she can land an ability block on somebody like Thrawn, so that's another that is one. If you can land an ability block on Thrawn, then he's not Sith, so he doesn't get any cleanse from it, so that works. But I do think health is better than potency for her.
All right, let's see here. That's where it was at. Well, this is kind of for everybody, and then we'll go to a question for Lady Adastra. This is from World Goal 128. Question: anybody successfully fill their platoons? I had Sith fighter in every platoon and solo guys and troops. I don't think anybody here did. Did anybody?
No.
No.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
2 of 6.
Didn't even
like,
have those.
Even the
it's-
high-end guilds were like, really?
too much.
Yeah.
What are these
Too much.
platoons?
I mean, we could fill like maybe a handful. It's
Yeah.
I think
awful.
we got like 3 out of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brutal. So let's see. Go back to top lady Destra. Jorveld has a question. My first order rebels, Night Sisters, Resistance Troopers, and Scythians are done. Gear 11, Gear 12. What faction should I work on now, or should I get them all to Gear 12 first?
Jedi.
Welcome to the Jedi Academy, Lady Adastra.
Wait, so what was that?
Oh. From Jorveld, the question was, my first order, rebels, Night Sisters, Resistance, Imperial Troopers, and Scythians are done with Gear 11 and 12. What faction should I work on now, or should I gear them all to Gear 12 first?
That's tough, because again, I hate not having context of like where you're at, you know, like for TW, for the raid, for everything.
Where your Jedi are.
Yeah,
No,
what if your Jedi are, you know, if you have the Jedi, then that's definitely one you should focus on too, because they are so good now in all areas of gameplay. But if your Jedi are like non-existent, then continue to build what you already have and make them stronger and specialized. So then you can take out more stuff in territory wars or kick more butt on the Sith raid.
All right. Next is Clone Cobra and Nathaniel Morgan question. With it now being impossible for free-to-play to do all their first-tier energy refreshes, what would a typical breakdown of crystal economy be, assuming 100 costs for mods and crap drop rates per usual? Not wrong.
Shard farming that has gear in the shard nodes of characters you don't have.
Mm-hmm. So many hard node farms. You know, I got Sound done the other day, and I'm like, oh, now I get to work on boss.
Oh, you thought you were done?
I thought I was. I was so happy.
It's
like,
never
yes,
ending.
I did it. I got this done. Boss is 3 stars. Okay, I have to go punch.
Yeah, it's forever. My boss, it's gonna take me a year to get him 7 stars at this rate. You know, I get like 1 or 0 from the shard.
I know. I'm about to finish Night Sister and Wicked. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna get these done. Oh, visas and
Holdo's waiting.
You know. Got this.
But some have good gear on those too, so get
Rose Ranger.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Rose.
I was gonna say, what about Holdo and Rose?
Yeah, I'll throw them in the mix. Why the hell not? It's gonna take me 6 months, you know.
Well,
yeah, like for the hard nice for Zeta, so I mean, she's a good tank with resistance for the Zeta.
They're not bad characters, but it's just the time, you know.
Rose
I gotta farm something in the game, you know. It's like God, you know, you get these you hit these milestones, you know. It's like, yes, I did it. I got my team. I did. Wait, what? What do you mean?
You don't need to spend Cantina on mods anymore. You got your own mod energy, so that's an asset now that you don't have to waste.
Well, yeah, but I need to go do my battles real quick, which I will do here up in there today. I'm gonna go get them mods done there, Chrome. Them eight little mod thing done. I gotta get that done.
Yeah, boy, you know what I'm talking about.
Right there. All right.
Yeah, boy.
And the last question for the day will be from Nathaniel Morgan to T Money G. T Money, have you tried Dooku in Arena, and have you had any success? He says in parentheses, I'm asking for Ouchie.
Yeah.
I don't know about that part, but that's what he put.
So yeah, we put out a video this week that's been way more has had way more attention than I thought it would. Around using Dooku on a Traya team as the 5th. So the Triumvirate, Sith Trooper, and Dooku. And yes, I have used him in Arena. You really have to mod him for this purpose. He has to be fast, and he has to be faster than Nest. So he's a good option if you're facing lots of Nest in Arena and you just can't quite get your Nest to be fast enough. A Dooku modded faster than her. He's got about, I think it's 8 speed on her. He's the second fastest tune in the game after TIE Fighter pilot, and Nest is the 10th fastest toon in the game, so he's got a little bit of leverage there. He will start before her, and he can ability block her off the bat or stun her, and then that it's kind of like having an extra. It's kind of like having. Good old Maurice calls him the poor man's Thrawn. It's like having a Thrawn on your team. So fracturing Nest is fine. You can totally do that. It just kind of delays, doesn't let her counter and such. But you can't really get Thrawn faster than her unless you have the best mods on your shard or people have poorly modded Nests. So Dooku will start first in your arena if you're having a little nest infestation, and he can tame her for sure. Yeah, he's most useful against as a protection against Magma Trooper. We like to put out videos and then immediately put out videos that counter those videos.
Well, that's science. All right, so that is it for the questions for today in the Jedi Academy. If you have questions that we didn't get to, then just come to our Discord. It's linked down below. We have a great community of over 1,000 people strong that are there to answer any of your questions in relation to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Now we like to go around the corn, like we used to go Grande, Pappy Patron would say, and let everybody pimp their stuff. I think really, Team Money, you're the only one with the channel that needs to pimp anything, I believe. Team Money?
No, and Jedi Master Adastra has an awesome channel.
Oh, okay, well, let's go with Jedi Master Adastra. Where can folks check you out on the YouTubes?
Yes, Jedi Master Adastra is my YouTube channel. I'm currently working on a bunch of Bastilla vids as we speak. I kind of upload in spurts. I was going to do a whole Grandmaster Yoda line, and then here comes Bastilla. So I'm like, okay,
Bastilla!
I guess he's the lead now instead of Grandmaster Yoda.
Is it Bastilla?
Bastilla.
Bastilla,
that's if she had 2 L's.
Listen.
I believe she's from Latin America.
Yeah. It's like she's part of the cartel.
It's Bastilla. You do the L's like the Spanish and put an umlaut on the A.
You know
but there's only one L, so it can't have the "y" sound.
You know what?
It's 2 of them.
That's
They're just really close together.
Bastilla. There's no debate. There's no arguing this. It is canon.
You heard it here first.
Stop it.
Bastilla is canon.
You know what?
If you slice her, does she get a second L?
That's a.
Pardon me, my stomach was growling there.
Oh, hey.
I was like, who has a dog?
I'm just kidding. That was not my stomach.
He's mad at me.
Well, I mean.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Felix's dog.
What he's telling you, Felix, is you need to go to Jedi Master Adestra's YouTube and subscribe and watch your videos.
That's right.
See what I did there? See, that's called segueing. And
I like to say I have
What's that?
Oh, I was just gonna say, lots of Jedi vids coming out. Yay!
The link is in the YouTube description, by the way.
That's right. T Money G, where can folks check out your Canadian Communist propaganda?
Well, of course, here on Saturday mornings and on Saturday night, RSG Mature, where we have a good giggle, let our hair down, and just enjoy being with our community. Sometimes a lot of game knowledge gets in there, and sometimes it doesn't. Just really depends, doesn't it?
Yeah.
My other stream that's a little bit of a naughty stream is League of Extraordinary Nerf Herders on Thursday night that I co-host with good old Maurice, Grand Admiral Teals, and Darth Bob. And it's also lovely fam there. And then the new channel, which is a little more serious, is called Operation Metaverse, and it's growing in leaps and bounds. Very, very excited about that. And this past Tuesday, we launched our first. I don't know if it's as much of a live stream as it is like it's like a little show. So we have a little bit of we kind of take a couple of pieces of news and delve in deep. Try and just take about 5 minutes for that. have an interview each week, and then each week we're going to be releasing a video. So this last week it was adding Dooku to your Treya teams for Territory Wars and Arena, especially Territory Wars. And this next week we might be doing 2 videos this next week coming up. So we always try and release something that those who choose to join us for the live stream get to have a little bit more of an in-depth look at, and also get first dibs at seeing that video and knowing it's coming. And we release it just after the live stream ends. That's on Tuesday nights at 9 Eastern Standard Time. So
One of my questions is, how come me and Finn haven't been invited to your new show?
Well, that's going to happen for sure. Finity will probably come on before you will, because you got to calm down about this mod thing.
What do you mean?
That might be a while.
Why don't you go listen to what I had to say about the Night Sisters? That may be a real long time.
Oh, gosh.
You could have your own segment on a show. We could have like Rangers rants, and we could like give you 90 seconds to rant, and then we'll cut you off at the end of that.
That's like every Wednesday night.
Nobody cuts Rangers
really
off.
grinds my gears.
All right, and then the rest of the guys: Crowbra, Silo, King Felix. Anything you guys want to shout out? Your guilds or anything like that?
Planet Moorband's the best. Woo!
Okay, Lady Ondane just set a check mark that he gets a
Yeah, Miss Ondane is the best leader. Sorry, T-Money and Adastra. You guys are number 2.
Wow.
True.
Is that a compliment,
Jedi,
calling them number 2? I don't think anyone wants to be number 2.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Adastra had to be 3, right? Because she is Jedi. I mean, come on now. I'm just picking.
Never call me number 2.
I'll take a 12 over a 2. Wait a minute, that has 2 in it. This is totally bogus. We're gonna make 2 great again. Who wants to be number 1? We could be number 2. I'm just saying.
Did you know Bono was number 2?
I totally believe that. He's let his music slip. He needs to be number 2.
Do you want some Diddy?
All right.
Can I just remind folks quickly? A couple people have asked for the territory battles spreadsheet, and I'm just sending it. So if people do want to, I'm just T-Money in Discord.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
You're talking about that website, right?
No, is there a website?
Created.
No.
Yeah,
this is just a spreadsheet.
No,
this is a spreadsheet that you put in your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, your SWGOH.gg guild link in, and then it fills in and it tells you how much space you have for battles, if you're going to get an extra star, that sort of thing. And I think this one also tells you like rare tunes. So if it's like who has nested 7 stars, it will go down and it'll list the people who do, so you can call upon them for deployments when that time comes.
Okay, that's pretty similar then to what I'm using. So yeah, that's cool.
All right. So I have to go look at my mod battles and go look at what I need to do. 7's done. 8 done. All right. Finn, you haven't been here the whole time. You get to close out the show.
Pork.
Oh,
Try
boy,
again, you piece of crap.
So thank you all for watching. This is the Jedi Academy. So this is our question and answer stream. We do this Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and we get a great panel like we do today. And sometimes when someone doesn't show up, we get somebody else to join in. So thank you to Jedi Master Adastra for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Of course. And
I was glad for all the Jedi questions. Yay!
Yes. They know their audience. So if you want to have more fun, then let's head to Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time on the RSG Mature channel. So a different channel than this one. We will have our 18 plus Saturday night stream involving Ranger, T-Money, and a bunch of our friends getting tore up from the floor up and just getting drunk and playing games and Mad Libs and talking about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and potentially watching Ranger do the Thrawn event if it comes back. So that was where that happened, and that was a great amount of fun. So you definitely want to check that out.
What is events today? Let me look. See, it's
just the home one.
Yeah. I'll do some. It may be a Battlefront 2 night tonight because Well, I've got territory battles. I'll save those for tonight. See if I get 114. I won 14 again. So I did it last time. I did it last time. So we'll see.
I knew you would. I wasn't even worried.
I've done it both on my side.
Then on every working weekday at 12 Eastern time, we have the RSG lunch hour. And that's where we just do some roster reviews. We have some fun. On certain days, we'll do weird news. And we just have fun and try to entertain you guys during your lunch hour. And that's on working days at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And then, of course, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time. That is our flagship Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live stream, which we have done for 111 straight weeks now, where we go through the news and notes from the week and give you our opinions and thoughts and potentially Ranger rants on what's going on in the community and trying to keep you guys up to date at least once a week so you can get your fill of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news. Make sure you do subscribe and hit that bell so you get notifications. We do have some other videos that have been popping up. I can tell you we are working on some new content. Probably within the next couple weeks, we're going to have some new videos coming out that hopefully you guys are you're going to like, in addition to our live streams. And give us the thumbs up if you guys like the content. And thank you all for watching. Once again, thank you to Jedi Master Adastra for filling in this week. And hopefully we'll have her back again. And with that, thank you, everyone, and have a good rest of your Saturday.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate all the support. Make sure to check out our Patreon page. Remember, we also have the D&D campaign tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, so don't forget about that. So on behalf of myself and the wonderful Jedi Cat, the crew, you guys take care. We'll see you tonight for the Mature stream or tomorrow for the D&D stuff or whenever we see you. So holler at you later. Peace.